Hey, everybody. This is Dr. Patrice Buckner Jackson, but you can call me PBJ. Welcome to another episode of the Heart Work with PBJ podcast, where we are disrupting cycles of burnout and compassion fatigue for people who serve from the heart. I'm so excited to be with you all again and to have this conversation with you. Now, friend, today I'm going to share something with you that I'm still kind of working on. It's still cooking in the kitchen and I'm still thinking through it. But it's enough on my heart that I feel like we can talk about it. So I'm going to share it with you. But first of all, before we go into the episode, please like, subscribe, share, whatever you can do to help us get this message out, my friends. It matters. It matters. The more you engage with this podcast, the more people will be exposed to it. So would you do that for us? Would you go ahead and like, subscribe, whether you're on YouTube or Apple Podcast or Spotify, whatever you like to listen on? Please leave us a comment, like, share, do something so that everybody can get access to this. All right, let's get into this episode. So, friend, this week I'm telling on myself. I probably do that a lot, but I'm definitely telling on myself this week because I am learning. And again, this is a process. This is a thought that's still cooking in the kitchen for me. So I would love to hear what you all have to say about it and what your thoughts are. But I shared a spoonful of PBJ on Instagram today talking about transformation and how transformation is more than just about the mind. I hear everybody talking about the mindset. I think transformation is deeper than the mind. I think transformation is soul work. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you where this is coming from. So, okay, let me just get into it and tell on myself. If you've been following me for the last couple of years, this will not be a surprise to you because you have seen this unfold before your very eyes. If you've been hanging with me for a while, you know that I've been battling with a wellness journey. And when I say battling, I'm talking kicking and screaming down a wellness journey, knowing that I need to do it, really passionate about it at times and then falling off at other times. If you've been with us for a while, you know that I was vegan for a minute. Got really excited about Tabitha Brown and started eating all vegetables, and then your girl was hungry. So I had to figure something else out. So then I went pescatarian, which was a little better fit. That was a little better fit. Lost good weight during that time, but just got discouraged on the journey and didn't keep it up. So I've been up and down, but I've been up and down longer than the last couple of years that I've been talking to you all about it. I've been up and down for well over 10 years, probably about 15, almost 20. Wow, that hurts my heart to say that out loud, but I have. And I am trying to really nail down what is it going to take? What is it going to take for me to commit to this journey and to really see results and to really move forward in my wellness? One of the things that got my attention in the last year is all of the travel that I'm doing right now and the standing before people. I have keynote speeches, but also I have full day workshops where I'm on my feet all day long and giving information and energy and connecting. And I need my body to be healthy in order to do this. I need my body to serve me so that I can serve others. And so I've been trying to figure out what the secret is. And I've done all the things. I'm not even going to name them because I don't want to encourage or discourage anybody one way or the other. But I've tried a lot of things. But one thing I haven't been is consistent. I haven't been consistent on any of those things. So I've been battling with what is it going to take for me to be consistent? I'm in a wellness program right now, an 8-week program called Revolution of Wellness. And shout out to Meet Rich and to Jasmine. They put together a powerful, powerful program for us to walk through. And even in this program, I started out on fire. I was getting my steps in, I was walking every day, watching the modules, doing all the things. And then the last couple weeks, life ramped up. I started traveling and I just fell off in the program. So over the weekend, I really tried to kind of get back in there, and I'm trying to stay consistent with that this week. But I've really been asking myself, what is it going to take, girl? What is it going to take for you to actually do this thing? And to not go back and forth and to not fall back, but to really regain your health. What it's not ability. I know that my body will do whatever I train it to do. I know that it's the training part. It's the staying consistent in the training. So I've been reflecting on and praying about where true transformation comes from. And I'm convinced that it can't just be from our mind, because I have read the books. I have watched the transformational videos. I have studied the different diets that people do. I've done it all. I've consumed it all. So it's not lack of information. Even in the program that I'm in right now, I am learning a new perspective. When they call it revolution of wellness, they named it right, because they're dispelling a lot of the myths that I have and that I've heard and that I've learned over the years about what's healthy and not what's not, what's wellness and what's not. And I appreciate that. But also, there's so much that I'm hearing right now. I'm like, Patrice, you know this, but why am I not changing based on what I know? So that tells me that it can't just be in the mind. I know that I'm a person that will consume information and consume information. I'm a student. So I love to learn. I love a good book. I love a good audio book. I love a good video, or a good speaker. I love information. I love that I have the world at my fingertips with my phone. I love to learn. But what I'm learning now is having the information is just a part of the battle. It's not just the information, because I have enough information about wellness and about weight loss and about healthy or about health that I should be healthy by now. I have enough information about wellness that I should be completely healthy right now. So it can't just be the information. So I've been focused on, what does it take? What is it going to take? And I started reflecting on how it doesn't just start with your mind, or it doesn't just stop with your mind. But when you think about the soul, um, the soul is your mind, your emotions, and your will. I was texting back and forth with one of my wellness coaches this morning, and I told her, I said, I get what you're talking about. Like, I totally understand it. I hear you. It makes sense. I'm receiving it in my mind. I get it in my mind, but I'm having a hard time getting it into my heart. And that's where my struggle is. I'm having a hard time getting it into my heart and really believing. Because if I believed it, I'm convinced that if I truly believed it, I would do it. I truly believe that if I believed it, if it was in my heart, I would do it. So I've got to figure out how to get the information from just sitting in my head as information, and to get it down in my heart where I believe it. And I think the link to that is the third part of the soul, which is the will. I have to will myself to do something with the information that I have. So let me break this down a little bit more. When we study, when we study something, when we take in information, especially new information, we're exposed to that information. We have it in our memory bank, we have it in our logic, right? But just because it's in your logic doesn't mean it's going to make a difference in your life. Doesn't mean it's going to lead to transformation in your life. So I believe that if we put action, and I believe in the word of God. So faith without works is dead. Faith comes by hearing. So I can hear something, and the more I hear it, I might start to believe in it, right? But faith without works is dead. Here's the key: when I begin to put my action with what I believe, it starts to get down in my heart. And when it gets down in my heart, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. When it gets down in my heart, then it starts to manifest in my life. So let me walk that out again. I learn new information. I will myself to do something with the information that I just learned. And as I work what I learned, as I work what I know, as I do something with the information, even if I'm not 100% convinced, right? Even if I just heard it and I'm like, I don't know, maybe, I'm not really sure if that's going to be real or not. But if I start putting action with that information and I start doing something about it, before I know it, I've taken my will and I've attached it to my mind, and it gets into my heart and I begin to believe it. And the more I believe it, the more it transforms me. It reminds me of Romans 12 and 2, and it talks about not being conformed to this world, but being transformed by the renewing, continual renewing of your mind. So when I went back to take a look at that verse and understand what it really means, right? Because the Bible wasn't written in the King's English. So when I go back to the root of those words, be transformed, that word transform is the same word we get metamorphosis, right? So it literally means to change into something else, right? Like the caterpillar goes into the cocoon and becomes the butterfly. It goes through metamorphosis. It literally changes shape. It changes what it is. So being transformed by the renewing. That word renewing, another word for that is renovation. Now think about that. When you're renovating, it looks like a mess before it looks good. You got to tear some stuff down. Come on, somebody. You got to tear some stuff down before you can build up new. You don't put new over trash. You don't put new over foolishness. That's not going to last long, because before you know it, your trash is going to show itself. Before you know it, the foolishness is going to seep through. When we renovate, we have to demolish, demo day. We have to tear down first, bring it down to the studs, and then you can bring in new material. Then you can bring in new design. Then you have something that is brand new. So, this process of renewing, we want to change, go through metamorphosis by renewing, renovating our mind. And that word mind is not just your thoughts or your logic, it is your thoughts and your logic, your will, and your heart. And so, we're renovating our thoughts, our will, and our heart, what we believe, our emotions, what we believe. So this process of changing from one thing to another. And again, this is something that I'm kind of milling on right now. So I would love to hear what you all have to say, because I need this to be real in my life. Can I just be honest? I need this to be real for me. I need wellness to be manifested for me. Playtime is over. I'm over 40. Not just over 40, but I got work to do. And I have people to serve. And I want to make sure that I can do that and that my body can support me in doing that. So I got work to do. In this work, I don't want to be out here running like a hamster on the wheel and not getting anywhere. I want to make sure that every action, every step that I take is intentional towards getting me to the goal. And I believe that if I take the information that I have and I start to put action towards it, not huge action, because here's another thing that gets me. Here's another thing that gets me often, and it got me in this current program. I have this perfection thing that I struggle with. If I can't do it like jam tight, on top and rising, number one, if it's not excellent, then I don't want to mess with it. I don't want nothing to do with it. If it's not in order, if it's not good, not just good. If it's not good, then I really don't want nothing to do with it. There's a whole backpack of stuff connected to that. But what I've learned is perfection is holding me back. Perfection is holding me back from my manifestation. So I am transitioning from um it's got to be perfect to can I just make progress? Can I just make progress? Even in this program, I hold back and want to walk away because I am not good at this, right? This wellness journey, this working out, this it is not a pretty picture. I'm not running a pretty race right now. And because I'm not, I want to shy away from it. And I want to get away from it. And I don't want anything to do with it because I am not excelling in it. But I understand that it is so critical for me that I don't have the option of walking away. I don't give myself the option of walking away. I have to do this because I have work to do. I have people to serve. I have a message to share. I have hearts to touch. I'm responsible for that. In order to do that work, my body needs to be in position that it can serve me. So I can't run away because my steps are not perfect. My coach, Meet Rich, this morning, she told me, in my own words, she said, progress over perfection. Consistency is what she said. Consistency over perfection is what we're looking for. Consistency over perfection is what we're looking for. If I can just be consistent in the baby steps, in the small steps of what I'm learning, if I can consistently hit the baby steps, I believe that I'm going to see a change. I believe that I'm going to see a difference. So I'm determining, ugly as it is, as ugly as this race that I'm running right now is, I'm going to remain consistent and I'm going to continue to put my will with my information, put some action with the information that I'm learning. And I believe that the more I put action with the information that I'm learning, the more I'll be convinced in my heart that this is my life and this is my lifestyle and this is who I am. And the more convinced I am in my heart, the more it's going to manifest in my life. So, y'all pray for me. And I mean it. I mean it. Y'all pray for me. It's tough. Um, I'm determined to share the good, the bad, and the ugly with you. I'm determined. For a while, I could kind of hide the weight, you know. You can only hide so much, but I still felt pretty confident because I could pull it in and push it up and do all the things. And now it's at the point that it is what it is. What you see is what it is. But regardless of looks, it's beyond looks. I have work to do. I have work to do. And PBJ, what does this have to do with burnout or compassion fatigue? This is about soul work. Just like disrupting cycles of burnout and compassion fatigue is soul work. You can watch all the videos, you can read all the things, you can listen to all the speakers, but until you put some action with what you are learning, it's not going to change, friend. It's not going to change. So if we're going to disrupt those cycles, we have to bring our will in and we have to take imperfect, ugly baby steps towards the goal and do that consistently so that we can find ourselves living in what we desire. So join me. If there's something that you are working on, if it's something that you need, something you need to change, I challenge you. You got enough information. You know enough. If it's that important to you, I promise you, you've studied it. I know you have. Now it's time to put some action with your knowledge so that your heart will be convinced. And after your heart is convinced, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. Manifestation happens. All right. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what's on my mind this week. Would love to hear from you. Really would. I really would love to hear what you think about this and what your questions are and what your thoughts are and encouragement, whatever you got, I'll take it. Okay, friends? I'm just grateful that we get to do life together and we get to walk through this thing together. So, as always, you are powerful, you are significant, and you are loved. Love always, PBJ.